recording. I'm recording stuff. We'll see where it goes from there.
Okay, that's fine. I thought we were gonna like at least have like okay, now we're actually gonna start talking about funny shit.
Oh, I don't know. Is that what everyone was waiting for?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I thought we were waiting. So. Anyway.
Okay, we can start the story over. You want to start the story over so you're more aware?
We should at least say our names.
We can add that shit in though later.
Why? We're recording it now. We could just.
I've been recording for 41 minutes.
Okay, and I promise you none of the first 41 minutes we'll use. Because we haven't been saying shit.
Well, there's little bits here and there, and you said you wanted like little clips of
I don't
stuff.
want the TV background. That's weird. We want background music, not background friends.
They're like friends. I mean, I could put the entire series on in the background, and that would just be the background. Be friends
The whole
playing in the back.
series of Friends? That'd be legit. I wonder how many people would catch on. Because, you know, it's like
Friends
there.
was one of the most watched TV shows in the history of television. I think a lot of people would catch on.
Yeah, but like, because you don't really listen to the background noise, but it's there. But every once in a while you'll hear it and be like, oh, I think I know that. And then just focus back in on what's fucking...
Just hear Ross screaming something in the
Am
background.
I?
Am I?
So, yeah, start the story over then.
Okay.
Because you were saying if Frankie and I were sitting at because we watched the Allstate
so the Allstate commercial. Well, they have the one with the little girl. They have the one with the couple in the restaurant or whatever. And they also have another one where one of the characters starts talking, and as soon as they start talking about the insurance, they dub over the Allstate guy's voice, right? I don't remember what his name is, but if I was talking, it doesn't even have to be Frankie. But if I was talking to anybody like that, especially her, I'd go straight to church and request it. I don't know if you can request an exorcism, but yes, I would definitely do that because that's weird.
Yeah, okay, and then I think I had mentioned, like, you would call me and tell me what happened, and I would be like, yes, see, I told you that Native American women do not age well. You tell me when she's 31 or 32 and looks like a California raisin. And then, which takes us to the current story, where...
He comes over to my house, and we're just talking, and he mentioned something about her background, and I was like, actually, she's adopted. She's 100% Native American, though.
See, now you're telling it out of order. Because I did not know she was Native American. I made that comment, and then you started laughing hysterically, and I thought that I had just made it funny.
Oh, that's what it was.
Right? No, because like I don't know where the conversation went to, like Native Americans or whatever. But then I mentioned at some point in the conversation, I said, yeah, Native American women, or I said Asian, Mexican, and Native American women age terribly. And Frankie made the saddest face I've ever seen, and then he started fucking dying. And then I thought I made it funny. I'm like laughing with him.
He's like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so funny. And she thinks it's a horrible joke.
Right. I thought maybe she just was disappointed because I'd never met Frankie. And I was like, okay, well maybe Frankie just doesn't like racial humor. And then he says, she doesn't say a word. He says, in his laughter, she is full Native American. And then I'm like, but the thing is, most people would have been like, oh, I'm terribly sorry. And I was like, I'm so sorry that you're going to age poorly.
So since then, there's always been a series, whenever we talk about Native Americans or Indians or anything, there's a series of jokes that I relay to her because you're a sick person.
Speaking of which, when you told me she was sunburned, and then I said, oh, well, now she really is red.
Yeah.
You know, like... he's dying right now. Don't spill your chorizo burrito, please.
You're gonna knock your...
He's twisting all over. We killed him.
Racism. It's hilarious.
I think racism is hilarious. Now, of course...
She actually is red.
Yeah. I think racism...
Oh, it's like when an Irishman gets you somewhere and you're like, oh, it matches the rest of you now, too.
Now you're just 100% ginger.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
You know,
I think I just died a little bit inside.
The whole racism thing, like... I wish the world would just lighten up. Like, I wish a black person would walk up to me and go, hey, what's going on, honky? Just like that. Because, I mean, you come on. Like, I wish, and who knows, maybe we're approaching this part of, like, maybe in the next 50 years, that it'll come a time where where a white man can walk up to a black man and, you know, hey, nigger, you know, and, like, it won't be a thing. Right now...
Or, what's up, Negro?
Right now, though, the whitest black guy in the world, the black guy who, he's a CEO at a firm. Now, I won't say Obama, but I guess Obama, too. We'll use Obama, because he is a very white black man. Well, he's half white, so I can't use him.
He's political, so he's very...
We'll use I'm talking a full black man. A black man with a tan. Like, the darkest black man you've ever fucking seen. And, you know, dreads, he's got a grill. I mean, like, no, I'm going in the wrong direction.
Is this Lil Jon here? Who is this guy?
I'm going in the wrong direction, because the point I'm trying to make is you take the whitest black man in the world, sweater vest, total tie.
Carlton, but very black.
God, yes. Very Carlton.
Yeah.
And I could walk up to him and say, you know, hey, what's going on, nigger? And I swear to God, he will ape out right away. Right away.
Ape out?
Yes, ape out. I'm not racist. I don't hate black people. But every time, it's terrible, but every time they either, you call them a racial slur, or, and of course...
Or they hear it, or they hear it.
No, like, they get one... But the thing is, when they get mad at the racial slur, they play into the stereotype that caused that racial slur to begin with.
Yes.
I mean, it's true, and I'm just using black people as an example here. If I walked up and, you know, to the whitest Mexican man, I'm using... This is terrible. This is already racism, because I'm using white as a good standard. Like, I'm using white as, like, what everybody should aspire to be, and that's terrible. I should not be saying this right now. I'm gonna be the least liked guy in podcast history ever. Just because of this. Our new, like, the theme of our show should just be changed to, if you want to hate white people, listen. Like, this is exactly, I'm being terrible. But it's true. Like, I feel that stereotypes exist.
How about the most non-stereotypical insert race here guy?
Yeah.
Or woman, doesn't matter. Either way.
Now we're also sexist.
Well, let's face it. There's a vast difference between how a black woman acts and a Hispanic woman acts, and an Asian woman, and a white woman. Anybody, it doesn't matter.
See, now you can't even finish the word white. You said a white, quickly went from white woman to any, you know, any woman. And see, because now we're approaching that point in the conversation where it's like, okay, we've been talking about this for too long. Now it's getting ridiculous. Like, now it's offensive, like it wasn't before. But now it's too far. But no, that's
exactly where people grow up doesn't affect how they act either.
What's that?
I said you guys act like where you grew up or anything doesn't have anything how you act either.
I grew up in the D.C. area, the most melting pot area in the country, probably.
And I grew up in Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah.
I grew up
very white. I don't know who lives there.
And I grew up in Fredericksburg, Virginia, one of the whitest towns ever.
Camden's like was murder capital in the U.S. for like 3 years in a row. Terrible place.
So?
How about this?
Terrible place.
How about this? There were close to 1,000 people in my graduating class of high school, and yes, and all of the black people in my class sat at one lunch table. How about that? Not because we made them. This is sounding horrible. Not because we made them. I'm saying we. Jesus.
The rest of
and I'm saying them.
All the white people made all the black people sit at a table at Fredericksburg High. How about that?
But no, not because. You know,
I don't think we should use this take at all, because you're sounding like a complete racist.
No, it's not because, and it's not because we told them they had to. It's because they obviously look. You sit with the people that you're obviously going to feel the most like.
So what you're telling me is that you made an uncomfortable environment for these blackies.
No, no. Look, I had. Look, I was friends with everybody.
So now you're saying that it was unusual to have black friends in your school.
Jesus, I can't win. I'm racist no matter what I say.
No, you can't win. You can't win.
You can't win,
you
huh?
Can't win.
You can't win, yes.
Hello, Hans Bricks. Damn you, Hans Bricks.
I think the point you were trying to make was that Yes, at one point, racism won't be a thing. I don't think we'll be alive for it, though.
No, you know what? Somebody, I heard this on the radio. God, it was like a year or 2 years ago, and I was listening to Elliot in the morning, and they were talking about how eventually, because of how lax we're getting on, hey, okay, gays can get married, and now we're recognizing transgender as like a sex. There's not men and women. There's also transgendered. We're recognizing. And of course now we can serve openly in the military. So we're recognizing all these things that are politically correct. And I think that now we're getting to a point, someone on the radio said, we're getting to a point where there's not going to be straight or gay anymore. It's going to go away. It's just going to become, you're either sexual or you're asexual. Like either you fuck people or you don't. Like there's no preference.
I fuck people.
No, exactly. You see what I'm saying? Like it's going to get to a point where, it becomes socially acceptable and almost, human nature in the future to just go both ways. Like, it doesn't even matter anymore, like, what their sex is. So, I found that to be kind of interesting, because I could actually see that becoming a thing if we continue in the way we're going. So, yeah. That's the end of that conversation.
You're done sounding like a racist now?
There's nothing racist about stereotypes existing and me pointing them out. There's nothing racist.
This is the reason why comedy is successful in certain things, because stereotypes exist. How do you think black comics make a career?
For making fun of their own kind.
Well, making fun of everybody, the same way that white comics do now. It wasn't so much a thing previously, but now it's becoming more acceptable for comics in general to just point out stereotypes and no one cares, because everyone goes, it's so true.
I hate a scenario where you have to feel uncomfortable for saying something. Like when Louis C.K. mentioned, when he did his skit talking about...
Are you drinking?
Huh? No, I'm just drinking Dr. Pepper right now. Oh. But, I really like
I think his point was, why is there not alcohol in your glass?
That's kind of, because I've drank this myself.
You're an alcoholic.
And, I mean... This was yesterday.
He's holding the bottle up, and it's a bottle of SoCo,
which isn't anything really. But it was like this yesterday because I decided to just drink from the bottle yesterday.
Sure, yeah.
And then this was my drink today, and I'm still drinking it.
That's fine.
Because that's
so your liver's gonna stop working next year. That's fine.
I'm alright with that. I told you
I'm pretty sure if he stops drinking, if you force him into not drinking for a while, the liver will regenerate. He'll be okay. Yeah, his stomach.
Like I said, I have one that I bought on the black market in reserve. Forgot about that.
You can actually, this is a thing, really, you can have half of your liver taken out and grown into a healthy liver and put back in you.
And the Christians want to do away with that kind of research. God damn it, do away with this research because
yes,
it encourages...
the Christians are saying, God damn it.
Yeah, because Jesus fucking Christ, I'll tell you why we need to get rid of this goddamn research. And it's because if you tell people that we can build them a new liver, then they'll just fucking drink. They'll just be alcoholics because they know that, because the Christians think everybody can just afford to have a new liver grown for them. Like that.
Yeah, it's not a procedure that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Just like the people who are against, like there's people who are against AIDS research. They're like, no, fuck that. If people want to be stupid and sin and have sex and get AIDS, then fuck them. They reap what they sow. Fuck the AIDS cure. We don't need one until they find out that somebody within their church did something terrible and they get horribly ashamed and they do heroin and get AIDS by injecting dirty needles into their arm, and then they're all for the research.
And then they accidentally bleed everywhere in church, and none of them actually practice the science. So then they all get infected with AIDS, and now everybody needs.
You have to bleed into somebody's eye for that to happen, wouldn't you?
You just need to have an open wound.
Just any body.
Like if you have a finger cut or something like that, dunzo.
Any
dunzo.
Any bodily fluid transfer. Speaking, you said science, and we were talking science. Have you heard or seen what is it? The Christian Scientist Church. Have you seen?
What?
Yes.
You've seen these people. You're familiar. The people who completely reject hundreds of years worth of human evolution and research and scientific progression.
Well, let me jump in on that.
You gonna eat this?
Please eat your chorizo burrito. They're delicious.
Okay, later. Right now I'm
You
enjoying.
want me to SoCo? You eat the chorizo burrito.
Well, then I'm gonna wrap it up and move it out of my eyesight.
So while I was in boot camp, we had to go to church once while we were
They
there.
made you?
They made us go for the first time while we were there.
They make you go for the first time.
Oh, they do? I
Yes.
don't remember that.
And I didn't practice anything they had on this fucking thing. I don't practice anything.
Not even atheism is a choice.
No. When I was there,
Agnosticism is a choice.
when I was there, they
But
said
they
you
don't
have to
have-
choose one of these denominations to
Yeah.
go to church for the first time. After that, you don't have to go to church.
Yeah, they didn't.
maybe they didn't have.
They didn't.
Maybe it wasn't a thing until then.
They didn't have those options. Like when I went, the options were Catholic, Baptist, or Pentecostal.
Nope, there was more choices.
Yeah, there's
I'm
like
getting. This is
20
what
now.
I'm getting more into this. There was like
You do, like,
7 or 8
Buddhism,
choices when I was there.
All that shit.
Yeah, we didn't even have that.
So we all chose stuff,
Fuck your
and I was
religious
like,
freedom.
Yeah.
I was like, Christian Science. I was like, this. I'm a pretty smart guy. That seems like, it's a mix of religion and
Not
science.
knowing what it is.
Yeah. But but the name is completely misleading. because
Well, so
they
I go
fucking
in
hate
and
science.
and it's like a 3-hour fucking service in this tiny ass room with lights, by the way, which they don't condone. But so I'm sitting in there and we're reading and like learning about this Christian Science bullshit, and like it's like I'm like, what the fuck am I sitting on? We can't use electricity, and obviously I can't just like get up and leave.
Are Christian scientists Amish?
They don't do any like they don't
No,
practice
Amish,
medicine.
The Amish build chairs, so I
Well, I
guess
know,
we're-
like the Amish reject, modern
I know that.
conveniences like electricity, but I didn't know Christian scientists were on that level.
Yeah, they don't do anything with like that's like super modern. Like they like everything to be like not lights. They like no modern medicine.
I know the medicine thing.
They
Like,
don't-
It's 10,000 BC everywhere.
Basically.
No, these people would prefer to watch their children die on a hospital bed rather than to let the doctor do a simple procedure like
Well,
antibiotics or something.
It's God's plan.
No, and they say that. No, this is what they say. And
If it was God's plan, that shit wouldn't have existed in the first place, right?
yeah, no, and what they say is, if the doctor is saying, hey, I can save your kid's life for $50. You just need to give us money to give him the antibiotics or else this infection.
Just noticed that.
Oh,
Sure.
you just noticed my shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm wearing a shirt of myself because I'm a professional wrestler on the side, and I have one of my shirts on because I'm a narcissist. But anyway,
If you didn't know, I'm also here and
Whoa!
up here.
I found the back for the fucking remote.
it's amazing.
It is, because you know how annoying.
Anyway,
It doesn't stay on.
yeah, so, hey, give me $50. I can save your child's life
Breaking against the wall.
before the infection spreads and kills them. Instead, they look at the doctor and say, no, we will just pray extra hard instead.
Alarm clock.
Prayer is going to be more effective than modern medicine at quelling an infection that is scientifically proven to spread and kill you.
Well, scientifically proven, the Earth was only made like what 10,000 years ago.
Wow, did you just say the Earth was? Oh no, okay, I get what you're saying. Because Christians think that. Okay, yeah,
You're being facetious.
you're being facetious. I really
There's this thing called sarcasm.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 21st century.
totally almost missed that. But yeah, no, exactly. Like really, all these things that happened just happened recently to the Christians.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what they believe, but I gotta look this up. Like, dinosaur bones? Like, where'd they come from?
God put them there.
So God's a liar.
He put the bones there.
So God's tricking you?
Mhm.
That makes him a liar.
Well, nowhere.
When you trick somebody,
Nowhere.
you're lying to them.
Well, the Bible is.
But look at this. Okay, so a trick is when you convince somebody that something really isn't what it is, or is what it isn't, right? So that's a lie. Because when you tell somebody, "Yes, I did this," when
Yeah.
you really didn't, or "No, I didn't do that," when you really did,
Totally.
that's a lie.
Well, no. Maybe he did make the Earth 10,000 years ago, but then predated all these other things to make us believe, so that way only the true believers
That's
will
still
actually
a
believe
trick.
in him.
Still, Yeah, that's still
I know, but you were
a false.
Well, I understand, but he's lying to everybody else.